Welcome to All Wallet Devs. Don't think we have a ton on the agenda this week or this month, but yeah, we can hang out and chat a little bit. And if we run out of things to talk about, we can meet again next month. I'll kick this off with a little bit about Wallet Test Framework. We've kind of been quiet since the last update. Not a ton to report. We have a few changes that we're getting done in Geth now to support ETH call without a block number, and I think that's pretty much the only major update with WTF. We're still plugging away on tests, and yeah, we're looking for integrators if any of you are interested to use Wallet Test Framework in your own CI. Let me know. And with that, if anybody else wants to talk about anything, please feel free. Hey, Victor.
I didn't anticipate that was so fast in your updates. So I was about to cook up some example for my proposal, but since there's no other update or it's open for, I just sign up. So the proposal here is that we're trying to address the problem of address phishing, which I can give an example here. So generally, there's probably a common problem of wallet user. When you see a long address, you don't know whether they are the address that you intend to interact with or the one that you trust. Of course, there are other ways that can be solved can be used to reduce the potential of phishing, but it would be nice if the developer of wallet community could come up with solutions to find the way that we will agree to shorten the address. One of the way is so as we see in the existing approach, the ENS, the ETH 2.0 is using a few zeros in the front, and then Uniswap is doing similar things. So one way to think about it is we can have the number of zeros represented, and then a shorter version, maybe like 2-digit front, 2-digit back, or even just the first 4-digit or ending 4-digit would be good enough. So long as we make it hard enough to generate these amount of zeros, and it takes long enough time, then adding like even two more adding even two more characters of hex string is 60K harder than generating those zeros. Assuming this is 1 day, like it take the current time of 1 day to generate, two more characters will take 100 years to do that. So 4 digits plus a number of zero could be one easy way to reduce to make it super hard to phish addresses. So this is a general concept. Just wanna like put on the table for people to give feedback, and if people like the idea or not like the idea, we can come up with an alternative. But I think some kind of standardization would be helpful to avoid phishing in general. And so with that, hope to borrow some wisdom from the wallet builders here.
So the idea is to make it more expensive to phish, or
yeah, more or harder to phish. So for example, we can make this address display them in a standardized way where you can say something like 13.0 and then ADC 0. So if we display it in this way, anyone who has a lot of zeros in front will benefit from this. And then it can make anyone trying to phish it much harder. As opposed to currently people are coming up with their way of displaying random address like this would be in currently it would look like this, right? And so anyone who wanted to could spend some hours of computation and then mine the same one that looks exactly the same in the first 8 and then last 8 of the address.
So I think coming up with like a series of recommendations or guidelines on how to display addresses is a great idea. Like you should always display them beside like a blocky or some visual representation. Like that's a decent idea. Maybe having a short form notation for repeated characters, like at the beginning or end, would also be useful. And always being able to see the full expanded address, not naming anybody in particular. But yeah, that would also be a a good recommendation. Um, I I'm not a wallet developer and I'm not a UI expert, so I can't really say more than just those general bits of feedback. But I think having some document is probably a good idea.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'm taking down the feedback from Sam. If not, then thank you for the feedback. I'll come up with a document and then post on the forum for asynchronized feedback. Sam, giving back the time.
Sure. So I guess another thing that's kind of come up that I can talk a little bit about, the EIP editors are kind of restructuring how they organize documents. And we're creating this concept of working groups. And I think it would be beneficial to wallets to have one of these working groups to work on standards and documents like these guidelines that Victor was talking about. So I think if anybody's interested in maybe talking about how working groups should look, if they'd like to participate in the governance, please reach out to me. I mean, I'm happy to have as much or as little help as possible on this. So yeah. Cool. So I guess we can just hang out for a few minutes. Feel free to chat or do whatever. And if not, then I guess this is the end of the official meeting.
That was